I'm going to let you into a little secret. Shh, don't tell anybody. Bingley is the centre of the universe for thermal underwear. I'm not joking. Right behind me is the Damart factory, the old Bowling Green Mills, right next to the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. They make more long johns and thermal underwear in there than you'd ever need. The reason we're here though is to see the Bingley Five Rise Locks. We've just got to the top of the locks and it's been 17 miles, 2.5 furlongs exactly, we measured, between the last lock at Gargrave, through Skipton, out into the Ayr Valley, which is lovely, and the landscape's beautiful. It really opens out, it's a lovely place. But from Bingley, it gets a little bit more industrial. Although, the founder of the Inland Waterways Association, Robert Aikman, he classes the Bingley Five Rise as one of the 7 wonders of the waterways. Shall we find out if it is? Or shall we go buy some long johns?
Hello.
Hello.
We're at the top of the first lock. It's just over there. The downward traffic is between 8 and 10, and then there's a couple of hours of upward traffic, and then they do the same again from 1 o'clock. So 2 hours of down, 2 hours of up. And it's just really to control the level of water. I mean, there's like 17 mile/pound between here and Gargrave, where the next locks are. But last year there was a shortage and they had to close a lot of this canal, didn't they?
Most of it, yeah, most of it.
So I think they're just preserving water this year. What did you call it?
I'm not trying.
Preservation. Preservation, wasn't it? Oh dear.
It'll be an outtake, so probably.
It's not the first time we've done the Five Rise. We've done it a few times, haven't we? The first time I think was when we had our very first narrowboat.
Back in 2004.
Yeah. April 2004, the first time we did this, and there was a guy called Barry Whitelock. He was like the lock keeper, and you didn't mess with him. Do you remember him?
Yeah, you did as you were told.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he was. Flat
cap, like funny tooth, and he really knew what he was talking about when it came to the Five Rise. And he worked here for 30 years. He was a lock keeper for 40 years. 30 of them here at Bingley. Really well-known chap. Google him.
Yes.
I tell you what, he looked just like footballer Brian Clough. Didn't he? You know what I mean? The Derby County football player, manager. Yeah, 5 locks down, and then we've got about 1/4 mile, and then we've got the 3 rise, which a lot of people forget about, don't they?
They do, yes.
So it's not going to take long to get down. Once we're down at the bottom of the 3 rise, we're going to carry on towards Saltaire.
At the top of the locks is a cafe. It's that one, just behind my left shoulder. It's really popular, it's really nice as well. And there's some boater facilities there as well if you need it, water and else and things like that. Have a close look at it though. You can see 4 doors and like 4 windows. When that was originally built, it was a stables, and the flyboats that used to come by here used to drop the tired horses off at the stables and pick a fresh one up. And then when they'd come back the next day or two, they'd pick the original horse back up and drop the other one back for resting again. And a lot of the flyboats and crews used to have to time the jobs around visiting these stables so that they could get the horses and then get their own back on the way back. I never knew that. So what's the difference between a normal lock, a flight of locks, and a staircase lock like these at Bingley? Well, the principle is the same for all of them. You come into the lock, empty it out, and go out the other end, or vice versa. Now with a flight of locks, you have a pound or a channel between each lock. With a staircase lock, you don't have that pound or channel. The bottom gates of this lock form the top gates of the next lock. So basically it's just like a staircase. You come down, open the gates at the bottom, come into that lock, that then forms the top gates and go down again. Now on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal there's 14 sets of staircase locks, 2 or more, and this one at Bingley, the Five Rise, is the biggest. The thing that really amazes me about these locks is that they were built in 1774. So what's that, 245 years ago? But yet 99% of the stonework is the original stone, still going after all these years. They replace the lock gates and mechanisms every now and then, and the only other thing they've added is the ladders in the locks. Can you imagine if you fell out all them years ago? You'd have either had to climb back on your boat or up the lock gates. You'd be stuck, wouldn't you? Each of the locks is 14 feet wide, and overall the Five Rise lowers or raises the canal by 60 feet over a distance of about 320 feet. And if you look carefully, you can actually see the original stonemason's engravings in the stonework, 245 years old. This is one of my favourite vantage points in Bingley. The canal just at the bottom of the Three Rise, it was actually moved sideways by 400 yards in 1994 to allow construction of this road, the A650, the Bingley bypass. And it's the best place to get a view of the canal, the road and rail all together. I could spend all day here. Bowling Green Mills was built about 100 years after the Leeds and Liverpool Canal opened here at Bingley. This is it, it's now the Dam Art Factory. And they were really clever back in the day. What they used to do is the overflow from the overspill water from the locks used to come down these slipways at the side of the locks. So the mill owners took advantage, put some turbines in there, and the water powered the turbines, which powered the mills. Ingenious! excuse Sean having his 11s is
Banana.
we're at the bottom of the Bingley 3 Rise. That's it in the background, over there. And we had a bit of a leak. It might as well have been an open bloody lock gate for the water that was coming in.
Yeah, really leaky.
Poor old Sean was having kittens. By the look on his face, there were glass-coated kittens he were pushing out. So yeah, very leaky gate, so much so that it got in the engine bay. It's the first time we've had any water in there. And a bit of a panic, because I'm not sure if the bilge pump should have come on or not. It got above the kind of pit where the bilge pump sits, and it was like an inch over that flowing about. And I thought the bilge pump would have come on, but apparently not. So we tried the manual one, but the manual didn't work either. So it was mop and bucket. But we got it all out, dried it all off, no damage or anything, it all seems fine. And I'm a little bit stressed, so I think I'm going to put the kettle on and head on. Time for a cup of coffee and a Carol Decker.
Who's Carol Decker?
Double decker. I was just leaving Bingley. Bingley? It's lovely and leafy.
Busy road.
Still got the busy road at the side of us that goes down towards Saltaire and Shipley and up to Keighley. And we started to watch out for these thunderstorms. It's supposed to be a dry morning and then really heavy thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening. And you can just see them forming in the distance, big black clouds in the distance. So we're keeping his fingers crossed we can get Hurst Lock, that's where we're going.
Without putting the hood up.
Ah, China in your hand, that's what Carol Decker sang. £2, wasn't it?
To what?
2 Unlimited. 2 Unlimited, that would. We've reached Dowley Gap Locks between Bingley and Saltaire. So this is another staircase, but there's only 2 this time. We're at the top and we're going to come down. So there's a boat already in and they've gone up to the top lock. So here's what we have to do. The water from the top lock is going to fill the bottom lock. So when that boat's gone out of the top, Sean's going to bring the boat into the top lock. I'm going to empty this bottom lock now. And then we'll empty Sean's lock into this to refill, and then we'll empty this one again and Sean will go out the bottom. Bridge 206. Why is that important? Why is that important?
Because we've just gone under it.
It's a crossover bridge. So the towpath crosses from that side to that side. The locks behind it was Dowley Gap Locks.
Awful.
Leakiest locks so far actually, apart from the one at Bingley that flooded his engine. But well timed, just as we come out of the bottom lock, 2 boats were coming the other way. So we held the gate open for them, as you would, nice and polite, and they both pulled up and had a cup of tea instead. Can't please everybody, can you? I am shattered. It took 20 minutes to get through that middle gate. It just wouldn't equalise. The back gates, the top gates were just so leaky. It was literally like having the gate paddles open. They were coming through, weren't it?
They were filling up faster than you could empty it.
So we've reported it to CRT anyway. Right, we've just got to go over this aqueduct. Next one is Hurst Lock, and then I think we're going to stop for the day.
I think so.
I'm knackered. About 10,000 years ago, somewhere over there was this massive glacier, and the channel of water that was melting from it formed the River Aire. And it goes under this aqueduct. This is the Dowley Gap Aqueduct, also known as the Seven Arches Aqueduct. Guess why? Yay, Seven Arches! So the Leeds and Liverpool Canal comes over the River Aire at this point. The aqueduct, it was designed by James Brindley, built by John Longbotham, who built the Leeds Liverpool Canal and designed the Bingley locks too. It carries the canal about 30 feet above the river. And then underneath, there's these seven arches, and it's got these like bricks built into the river, and it stops it when it comes into flood from kind of washing away the aqueduct. Basically, it protects the bottom and the foundations of the aqueduct. Here we are. This is where we're ending today.
Saltaire.
Oh, I was just going to say, do you recognise it? Spoiler.
Don't recognise it.
So yeah, we're in Saltaire. So this is Salt's Mill. It's a brilliant place, one of my favourite places on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. The architecture is just awesome.
Amazing.
It was all built by a guy called Titus Salt back in the 1800s. And imagine like a Victorian version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So he built this mill, and then he built like a school and hospital and church and houses, and he got all his workers in and looked after them. He created this little village around the mill. It's an awesome place, and his name's brilliant, Titus Salt.
Yeah.
Just imagine if he'd married, I don't know, Veruca Vinegar. It'd have been Titus Salt and Vinegar. He could have made crisps. There you go. So not actually that long a day today. It's taken us about 5 hours to get from the top of Bingley down here to Saltaire.
Yeah.
We're going to chill for the afternoon now. We're just trying to escape these showers. There's a lot of heavy showers and flooding.
Bit gloomy
Around the area. So when we get into Leeds in a few days, we're hoping the River Aire's not in flood, because we want to get down towards Castleford.
Yes.
But for today, that is it. We've got lots of stuff to catch up on the boat. Got some washing to do. Catch us next time. If you've liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and hit that notifications icon if you want YouTube to let you know every time we release a brand new vlog.
Do it! Do it!
We need to find a new version of this. Drop any comments or feedback or questions or criticism, get plenty of that, down below. If you want. Anything to add?
Don't criticise. I'll shout at you.
What we having for tea?
Well, sandwich.
Sandwich. How boring. Right, we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Hello. Oh, it's early.
Morning.
It's the next day. Is it? I don't know. Did I say Barry Whitelock or Brian Whitelock?
Brian.
I thought I did.
Where the bilge pump sits, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? Bulge pit.
What's a bulge pit? What websites are you going on?
You're going to hit the side.
Didn't know it went in.
On this one, you've got to use the winglets, like this.